Alright guys, Papa Pepper on the Abundant Harvest Homestead, back once again. We got like 38 degrees tonight so far. No clouds. I can see the moon, so probably going to get colder tonight. Had a couple hard freezes already. That means some plants are destroyed and some plants are still hanging in there. I'll show you a little bit about that. And then I forgot something, but we'll take care of it tonight and hopefully we'll still be able to reap what we've sown. So some plants like these are completely gone above the surface. This is the purple sweet potato from Sapper Gardener, Essayon's Family Garden. We will get those taters out of there maybe tomorrow. But I did take some cuttings to try to save some through the winter so I don't have to start slips in the spring. We'll see. That plant though completely gone now. Of course, kale is still doing just great. Here's the dinosaur kale. Here is the other kale we have, doing excellent. The Yuruzu wing beans, they are gone. They're done. Was going to try eating some leaves this year. Didn't get to that point. Not sure if the roots are still good. But I wanted to try that too. Otherwise, we'll have to wait for next year. I'll just have to see if saving seeds will work for us from those. And then here's another one that is doing excellent still. These are actually the Korean goji berries. Can you stand next to that, child? Just for size. So there's red pepper. How old are you now?
7.
She's 7. So if you look at her compared to that, it kind of gives you the size. And if you look up close, it's still flowering. Some of those are really nice up in there. Beautiful purple flowers. There we go.
Sometimes they'll turn white.
Yeah, so they're doing good. But what I wanted to show you was my Yacon. You guys see that? Yacon. Y-A-C-O-N. Kind of similar. Well, I'd say it's almost like a cross between like a Jerusalem artichoke and a sweet potato or something. What you got is a big flowery part ahead above the ground that grows from some rhizomes. I think they're actually members of the sunflower family. But they put off a big tuber off to the side, which is more shaped like a big sweet potato. Where I grew them this year, there was some cherry tomatoes growing, and then this whole section got overtaken with those wonderful, beautiful passion fruits. So they were kind of buried under a bunch of stuff, but I had 3 plants, one there, and one there. And I'm going to see if anything's still alive down there. Hopefully the rhizomes are still alive so I can save those through the winter and plant them in the spring. And hopefully we actually got some tubers to eat. We will find out. So, from what I've seen, these tubers can get much bigger and fatter, at least in some varieties. I think these could too. They didn't do that great this year. For one, it's just simply because they were kind of overshaded by a lot of stuff. These never probably even got 3 feet tall. But there's two different parts of the plant. For one, there's these edible tubers. Okay, these are not very big. A lot of them look more like carrots rather than sweet potatoes. But there's also these little rhizomes. If you guys can see that green stuff growing there, there's a whole rhizome center, which is where they'll shoot up the ones for next year. So what I'm going to do is take the section with the rhizomes on it, and I'll save that somewhere. Probably in the house and protect it. Maybe in the fridge or something. But then these guys, all these tubers, I'm going to try to eat this Yacon. I've never tried it before. It's one of those new plants for us. What happened was BobMel's Simple Living had sent us some things. These were one of the things they sent us, along with those bitter melons. I did have some purple yams, ube. They didn't make it. I didn't even make it to plant them. I messed them up in storage in the winter. But I'll see if we can take these and give it a try and see what we like about them. But this is the part you eat, and then the rhizome part, the part that you save to regrow. And then next year I'll definitely put them in a much better spot so we can get a more bountiful, more abundant harvest. So I brought things in and cut them up. Again, I think that a couple things. Number one, if we had a longer growing season and I got them in earlier, it may have gone better. Number two, these are probably as small as they are just because the plants were very covered as well. The rhizomes I started with last year, I had 3 little clumps of them. And out of that I've got, I don't know, I guess this many clumps now. Some of them kept breaking up. But you can see kind of all the little sprouts coming out of there. All this rhizome stuff in there. So this is what you actually save to plant the next year. Unless I just chopped up everything else for compost material. And then here are the actual tubers. So this will be what we eat. And I think I'm going to take them and just rinse a couple of them off right now and see if Mama and I can just give them a nibble and see what we think. Always looking forward to trying new things, checking out different stuff. I know this is kind of like the white variety. They also come in a purple. So maybe that's something we'll look into in the future. But it was a free gift we got from Bob over at BobMel's Simple Living. And still have, the next generation then from what he gave us. Plus we got a harvest. So I'm not calling it a loss. Definitely opportunity to grow something new, learn a little bit, try something different. And then have something brand new to try too. It was on my to-grow list, something I wanted to get. So now that we got it, I'm rather excited. And if I would have snipped this stuff off earlier too, I could have used probably the whole tops as fodder for the animals. But if it puts out a whole bunch of biomass, a lot of it fell over in the garden there. It'll just break down, add to the top layer of the raised bed, part of the mulch this year. But large biomass plants are not bad either. So let's get this washed and see what happens. This is the root we're going to try to feel it. I think it's got a really nice heel to it. So, can you say Yacon?
Yacon.
Yacon. I think it's related to the sunflowers, kind of like sunchokes are. And you grow it from the rhizomes, harvest it for the tubers, and they should be bigger and fatter, kind of more sweet potato shaped. But it's our first year growing them, and we grew them under a whole pile of tomato and those tasty guys everyone loves. What are they called? Passion fruit. You're first.
All right. This is the tester.
I'm not sure if people cook with these too. I know they use them raw. And
Reminds me of carrot. Tastes good. Ooh.
And if you store them, so imagine you'd store them like other root vegetables, like your potatoes or other things, but if you store them for a month or two, they become even sweeter.
Okay.
So this is kind of as unsweet as they're going to get, which I think there's a sweetness to them.
That's not too bad. It kind of, there's a lot of wetness to it in there. You know, kind of reminds me of a water chestnut type.
Sure. It's got a juiciness to it.
Mm-hmm.
So guys, if you're more familiar with the Yacon than we are, please let us know what else you can do with them besides this.
Besides nibble on them.
But yeah, very juicy. Almost like an achacha as far as how much juice they got in them.
Mm-hmm.
But beautiful plant. Big green leaves, yellow flowers, kind of like a sunchoke. Although sunchokes we'll harvest here really soon too. And then be doing opening up those in our store too for people who wanted to also try some sunchokes. So stay tuned for that.
That's right.
Anything else you want to tell them?
Hey, Dad.
Her dad watches the videos. My folks are in town. They're leaving in the morning though. So a couple of us might wake up really early and go say goodbye to them. But they had a good week down too, so we'll see what the kids think in the morning, huh?
I guess so.
Alright guys, Papa out.